2 words for you, or actually 3 technically. If you're wondering how the Cowboys are getting down with their schedule release as of a minute ago.
Oh, did we get the video?
Ago, the video is out.
Ooh.
I got 3 words for you, Carter Freeman. Yellowstone,
of course,
and Dallas Cowboys. Okay,
that's
that was 4 words.
Yeah, I was like, you just the math did not math.
It didn't math, but you get the point. Damn it, Yellowstone, Dallas Cowboys. The video itself. Check this out. The video is 6 minutes long.
All right, so we just gonna have to watch that during the break, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna have to catch that during the break because it's a long video. But we will get the official schedule here momentarily. Are you excited to see when the Cowboys play? Because we know who they're going to play. Now it's just a matter of when. And I want to hear your honest answer because I can't wait to hear your honest answer.
No, I'm not. What do you mean?
Yes.
A schedule? Wait, you gonna play all these teams. And I understand that this is the thing, right? Yes. I want to be fair to everybody for whom this is exciting, right?
Yes.
The understanding that there are certain
HR departments.
There are certain quirks within like the way a schedule lays that can maybe change the way that you deal with something, right? If you have a easy game right before a tough game, that what do we call those? Like
trap games.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
like you have situations like that. You have times where you might play a team on a short week, right? You have times where you might have an opportunity to play a team on a long week, and you have a little bit of extra time. Or depending on where your bye is, right? Your bye week can help thrust you towards the postseason if maybe it comes at the right time, maybe, towards the middle or the later part of the season, give you an opportunity to recoup just a little bit of energy within your players, give them a little time off before they go on the stretch run. There's a lot of little things that can do. But I think that a lot of times those things are, in fact, that little. And we can't really dictate when injuries are going to happen, which is a telltale. I mean, it's just a baked-in portion of the NFL, right? So you don't actually know what the strength of these teams are going to be when you match up. We often don't even know who's actually going to be all the way good or all the way bad when we start doing the inevitable wins and losses that we will do when we get this schedule in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
So it ends up feeling like a little bit of a exercise of futility. But one thing I understand doing this job, we gonna do the exercise, okay? All right. So y'all don't come for me about some level of being some level of hypocrite, because you know what, that is what it is, and y'all want it. Y'all know y'all want it.
Well, here's what we do know: the Dallas Cowboys do have the 3rd toughest schedule in the National Football League this upcoming season. You look at their strength of schedule this upcoming year; they are tied with the New York Giants, the New England Patriots, and the Dallas Cowboys. The toughest schedule in the NFL this year. Shout out to the Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. The Miami Dolphins.
Does that make you feel good?
Of course it does.
Okay, fantastic.
What's our girls, Kelsey Charles and Meg Murray say?
Dallas forever, Philly for never?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Miami Dolphins, 2nd toughest schedule in all of the NFL this year. So good luck with that, Tua Tagovailoa. The home games for the Dallas Cowboys. Are you ready for this? The Dallas Cowboys home games, September 17th. They will host.
What week is that? You got to give me weeks. I'm sorry. Like, I know that I can sometimes be good mentally visualizing the calendar. You give me September 17th. I'm like, when is that in the season?
You want to get the...
And apparently this is now out on the Dallas Cowboys app, so I'm going to go over to our friends at DallasCowboys.com and see if I can look at this visually.
So you can name the weeks, because I have the dates in front of me, but the weeks I don't, because I'm looking at SeatGeek.com.
Oh, what a jerk. All right, so September 17th, that is week 2.
Week 2. So September 17th, week 2, Jets, Aaron Rodgers in Dallas.
Yep.
So I'm going to go through the home games.
In Arlington, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes,
goodness.
In Arlington.
Always trying to look. Arlington, I went to UTA. I guess I can
stand
in
up
some ways be considered a native son.
Okay.
I'm not going to let this heathen take away
Whoa.
The glory and shine that is deserved from Arlington, Texas.
So let's go through the home games so you can have an idea of the home games, and you can name the week for me as I give the date. Okay?
No problem. I got you.
All right. So we gave you week 2, September 17th. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets in Arlington versus your Cowboys. October 1st.
That is week 4.
The New England Patriots visit your Dallas Cowboys.
Count that as a W. I don't care.
October 29th. Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, and the Rams.
Week 8 coming off your bye in week 7. So, like, you get an opportunity to gear up for that. And, I mean, I don't know how good the Rams are going to be, but I don't anticipate them being great.
November 12th, the New York Football Giants
Week 10.
visit Dallas.
Second time around.
Okay, Week 10. So you get the Giants out of there before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but the tough part about that is that run is Week 8 coming off the bye. Then you go to Philly Week 9. And then you come back here to play the Giants Week 10. So it's a little bit of an interesting run there.
And we'll go through the full road games here in just a moment. November 23rd, that is Thanksgiving Day this year.
Yes, sir, Week 12.
They welcome in the Washington Commanders. The following Thursday,
13,
the Fighting Geno Smiths will come visit the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sure Reggie will be in the house for that particular football game to see his man, Geno Smith.
You think I'm going to fight that traffic?
Yes, for Eugene Cyril Smith.
We'll see, maybe.
The NFL's comeback player of the year. Reigning NFL comeback player of the year.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you'll definitely do that. December 10th, the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's Week 14.
Visit the Cowboys. And
nice little homestand there.
It is. It is. And then finally, the Fighting Biting Kneecaps of Detroit on December 30th visit Dallas.
All right. And that's Week 17 again. How do you feel like that Week 17 Detroit Lions is going to be? Do you feel like we'll look at them as, oh, wow, these are conquerors on their season that have had an incredible season coming in to try and finish it out? Or are they going to be a team that like, hey, we had a lot of aspirations for, but they are beaten and bruised, and now they are kind of limping towards the end of the season?
As much of a progression as they took last year, I would not be surprised if they took a slight step back.
Okay.
This upcoming season.
I know that that's entirely unfair asking you to prognosticate on something that is
but hey,
7 months
that's right.
away.
That's what we do, though. So that is your home schedule. Jets, Patriots, Rams, Giants, Commanders, Seahawks, Eagles, and Lions. Road games now for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, we're going to start off the season at MetLife against the New York Giants. That's September 10th. Week 3 is going to be on the road at in Arizona to play the Cardinals. And then we mentioned Week 4 is at home against the Patriots. Then you're going to go on the road for a little bit of a playoff rematch against the San Francisco 49ers in Week 5.
And that's a Sunday night game.
Yes, sir. It's a Sunday night game, and then you'll get a Monday game the next week, which is Week 6, at SoFi Stadium against the Los Angeles Chargers. So you'll get to see once more Kellen Moore and the offense that he runs out here before you go into your Week 7 bye.
Okay, so quick question for both of you and Medford. If you are the Cowboys,
hey, what's up, Medford?
Do you stay in California for those 2 weeks? Because you're going to play in Santa Clara in Week 5, and then you're going to play in Los Angeles in Week 6. Do you just stay in California for those 2 weeks? Because you could cut down on travel, which can be, rather difficult going to and from the West Coast. I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas Cowboys said, we'll just stay in California for those 2 weeks.
I could see it, but also I don't know exactly how Mike McCarthy will treat it, because this feels like a situation where, you got the plane, right? Like you could fly back at night, and it's a Monday night game as opposed to a Sunday night game, which I know shouldn't make a giant difference, but that extra day might mean something to them. And I never know what the philosophy is on being able to sleep in your own bed, being in the same confines, having that same routine. But I could see it where they just go, let's get comfortable in LA or, in an area around there and, be able to practice there and get yourself in that time zone and such, so on and so forth. But it's a Monday night game, so I could easily see them coming back, doing everything at the Star, and then going out Monday and trying to take care of business against the Chargers.
By the way, that begins a run of 3 straight California teams. So Week 5 at San Francisco, Week 6 at Los Angeles. They bye in Week 7, and then the Rams come to Arlington to take on the Cowboys. So you're going to go a tour of California for 3 straight weeks for your Cowboys with the 49ers, Chargers, and Rams after the Week 7 bye there.
Yeah, Week 9 is going to be on the road against Philly.
Okay.
Another Sunday game or a midday game.
That's probably going to be America's Game of the Week on Fox, probably.
You better believe it, baby. Week 11, you'll get the Carolina Panthers. That's coming off of your Giants game. And then after your little three-week homestands, you will then go and face the Buffalo Bills in Week 15, which is not going to be fun. December 17th. Going to be cold out there. That new building ain't built yet.
Might get some thunder snow in mid-December.
And then Week 16, then you'll play against the Miami Dolphins. So that's another one of those back and forth situations. And then you'll finish out your season against the Washington Commandos. And hopefully, if everything goes well, that's one of those games that we won't care all that much about. We'll start having that rest versus rust conversation.
So the official schedule, week 1, your Cowboys will visit the New York Giants.
Giants, Jets, Cardinals, Patriots, Niners, Chargers, bye. Rams, Eagles, Giants, Panthers, Commanders, Seahawks, Eagles, Bills, Dolphins, Lions, Commanders.
Okay. I like that 3-game homestand. Weeks 12 through 14, Commanders, Seahawks, Eagles. You can maybe, do some damage there. As I mentioned, the tour of California for those 4 weeks with the bye week in between in week 7. And then you play both New York teams in weeks 1 and 2. You go to MetLife Stadium in week 1, and then you welcome Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. I'm going to go out on a limb. That game on September 17th, that's a 3:25 start. That may be, outside of the Super Bowl this upcoming season, the most watched game. I'm going to say the Jets and Cowboys and the Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl rematch.
Because you got Cowboys, you've got a reinvigorated Jets fan base, which is a lot. Well, I won't say it because the Giants are the big team in New York, but you still got a giant market in the Jets.
That's right.
And then that is still early on when hope springs eternal, regardless of what may or may not happen.
That game's going to do a massive number.
It's going to do a big number. I don't know if I'd go out and say definitively that's the biggest game of the season, but I think, that's absolutely going to do a huge, huge number. Yeah, which I'm interested in what games are, obviously not everybody's able to get their eyes on it. So I imagine some of this is just kind of floating around your head and you're not able to really put a fine point on it. But is there a game that comes to mind to you that gives you a little bit of pause, that makes you go, "Urgh"?
It's not a game. It's a stretch of games. Week 14, 15, and 16, you're at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Then you've got to go on the road in mid-December to Buffalo, and then you get a gift by getting to spend Christmas Eve in Miami.
Are you thinking about
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Somebody getting in trouble? Is that the way that you're looking at this?
South Florida, Christmas Eve. Yeah, man. After you experience what you did in Buffalo, but just on the field, that's a hell of a stretch. Eagles, Bills, Dolphins at the back end of your season there. That's a critical 3-game stretch. And then you come home to take on Detroit and then finish up on the road against the Commanders. But yeah, that 3-game stretch, the 2 3-game stretches, the California teams, weeks 5, 6 bye, and then week 8, and then weeks 14, 15, and 16, Eagles, Bills, and Dolphins there are very interesting stretches for the Cowboys.
Yeah, that last stretch, because also one of the things when we walked in for Crosstalk, Broadus had already kind of done some of his sleuthing, and he figured out that week 7 was going to be your bye. And the first thing I said was, "Ooh, that's kind of early in the season." And I mean, for me personally, and again, I don't know how much this matters, to the players, but I imagine that it would help to have that bye a little later. Right? Football is a war of attrition in that it just beats you down. Right? It just takes out of your body. We talk about it, how nobody is fully healthy once you get to a certain point in the season. And so the idea that you have an early bye, that time where hopefully you ask for, you find some rejuvenation within your players, give them a little bit of time off their feet, so on and so forth. And that is so far away from this stretch of really difficult games that you anticipate: Eagles, Bills, Dolphins. That could be really vital to what you are trying to do in playoff contention or, positioning, and trying to go and push for the ultimate goal that people have been clamoring for a quarter century, which is a Lombardi trophy.
Well, there it is. Your Dallas Cowboys schedule for 2023 is out and official. Our first look at what is going to be
wins and losses tomorrow.
I mean, we could. Why not? You don't do that. I don't even know why I fell for that. But the Cowboys schedule is official. You can go and check that out now, as the Cowboys have the 3rd toughest schedule in the National Football League.